My best guy friend just told me he's in love with me 2 days before my wedding. I've been with my fiancé for 3 years, engaged for a little over a year. My best friend and I have known each other since freshman year of college. We are all in our early 30s. This morning, I woke up to a long-ass text from my guy best friend that he had sent at around 6 a.m. Basically, it was him pouring his heart out. He said he's been in love with me for years, but always hoped I'd end up breaking up with my fiancé and finally notice him. He asked me to call off the wedding and run away with him. It said, I needed to tell you before it was too late. I just feel gross and sad. I have no feelings for him beyond platonic love. I've drafted a response and deleted it over and over. I haven't even told my fiancé. I don't want him to have to worry about me so close to our wedding. I know I need to, but I don't know what to do or how to phrase it. What is worse is that he's become my fiancé's friend too. I'm also pretty pissed that my friend chose such an unfortunate time to cause me such distress. There were so many times over the years he could have just buckled up and told me how he felt. But waiting until right before I'm married? Like I would just cancel my wedding and leave my fiancé because of a goddamn text? I want to tell him to not come to the wedding. I can't trust that he wouldn't try to pull something. I don't even know if I want to talk to him again, but the thought of losing my best friend is heartbreaking. Hell, the thought of not having him at my wedding is really painful. He has put me in an uncomfortable, impossible situation. I wish it wasn't on me to deal with his feelings for him. I wish he had either stopped being friends with me when he realized us ending up together would never happen, or had told me a while ago. I don't want to kick him while he's down, but I need to make it clear that I have no feelings, the wedding is still on, and I don't want him to attend. We have been friends for over a decade. I've been crying over this all day. I feel almost disgusted knowing that this whole time he had ulterior motives. How do I even go about dealing with this? I'm supposed to get married in under 48 hours. And edit, I'll be showing the text to my fiancé after he gets home from his brother's place. I won't send anything until he's here with me. And now in the comments, Guy has seen way too many rom-coms. Yeah, wouldn't be surprised if he had been hoping for some Pam or Jim scenario. Show your fiancé the text and let him feel his own feelings too. Just send, you are my friend and nothing more. I need to process my thoughts, so don't come to the wedding and don't contact me. I will contact you when I am ready. And then mute him if you can. If he tries to message again, block him. It really sucks, but you just need to put this to one side and enjoy your wedding. And OP says, this is a good idea. I wasn't planning on having my phone the day of anyways. Also, have someone you are close to semi-aware of the situation and that you don't want him there. You don't have to give all the details, but just something as simple as, I'm no longer comfortable having him here, and if he shows up, I need your help to kick him out so I don't have to worry about it. I would definitely not invite him to the wedding anymore. Show your husband the text and just be like, oh my god, or WTF? You haven't done anything wrong. Your friend is the one who did this. You don't seem confused about any of this, and so I don't have a lot of advice for you. Just, man, that sucks. The best thing might be to shut it out of your mind and deal with your wedding. You said I need to make it clear that I have no feelings, the wedding is still on, and I don't want him to attend. Say that, just that, and then don't spend any time elaborating. If he persists, tell him you don't have time for that crap because you're about to get married. He might still show up to the ceremony, so brace yourself for it. Awkward as it is, I think you should mention this to your fiancé now rather than later. Partly for full disclosure, and partly so he'll be prepared in case your friend shows up to the ceremony or escalates. And now on to the update. Hi everyone. My husband, I love being able to say that now, and I got back from our honeymoon yesterday. I turned on my phone and opened the Reddit app, and it was still signed into this account, so I had an oh yeah moment, and figured I'd post an update. So a lot of people here really helped validate the icky mess of feelings I was having. Thank you for that. Posting here really helped put my thoughts into words. So that night, my fiancé got home from his brother's. I let him sit down and then I showed him the text. He read it, and I watched his eyes get bigger and bigger and expression angrier. Of course, I started apologizing like an idiot, and he told me that I didn't owe him an apology for anything. We talked, and he told me he figured the guy had a crush, but kept it respectful, and really, he had. We were close, but beyond a side hug during greetings and goodbyes, there was no physicality. I even let him read our past messages just to see that there was no emotional affair or me leading him on. I never even vented about my fiancé when we would have arguments because I knew better than to do that. I'd talk to my mum, lol. So my fiancé asked me what I wanted to do, and I said that while it did sadden me, I didn't want him at our wedding. I was afraid that he would try some nonsense. We typed up a brief message, and it said, "Friend, I'm sorry that you mistook my friendship for something more. The wedding is going to happen, and it'd be best if you didn't attend." To be clear, I let fiancé read this message, and he stands by my decision to uninvite you. We wanted to make it clear that it was me who wanted him to not come, not just my fiancé. Knowing him, he would probably claim that fiancé forced me to uninvite him. He read the message and left it on read for a while. I honestly started getting pretty anxious over it, and fiancé asked me if I wanted to block him. Part of me wanted to, and part of me wanted to hear him out. And when he finally responded, the text was so long that I had to click on it to read it. It was horrible. He called me a liar for leading him on for over a decade, that he hoped my fiancé left me and that we were infertile. It was just horrible thing after horrible thing, and I started crying. Fiancé took my phone into the other room while I sobbed. I think he called him, but I'm not sure. What I do know is after about an hour, he came back in, handed me my phone back, and told me that my friend was now blocked on everything, would not be attending, and the best man and my maid of honor knew of the situation and would handle it for me. It was like a weight lifted off of my shoulders, honestly. After reading that message, I really wasn't so sad that my friend wouldn't be attending anymore. And our wedding frickin' rocked. We had the time of our lives, surrounded by people who loved us and we loved them. It still feels like a dream, to be honest, and if friend tried to show up, I never heard anything of it. I guess that's the update. It's not nearly as dramatic and crazy as what people hoped for, I feel like, but I am happy. And now in the comments, you were engaged to someone else, but he thought you were leading him on? Probably a good thing he showed his true colors. It makes losing them from your life an easy decision with no guilt. Carrying a secret love for 10 years, and then just flinging it away a flippin' couple days before the wedding instead of manning up, then going into full Texas cheerleader mum mode, and probably regretted it 20 minutes later. Nah, karma at work, for all three of them. I will add one thing, OP's husband is the silent hero. Calm, reasonable, caring, but swift with righteous anger. Love the response. Yikes. Your new husband sounds lovely and caring, and your ex-friend sounds, extremely unpleasant. In his fantasy world, I guess you were just dating your husband to tantalize him, huh? What a guy. I am so happy to hear that you are surrounded by people who love you. This guy leaving your life is so not a loss, it's a gain. After 20 years and 5 children, she is really playing hard to get. What a flirt. OP and her husband handled it the exact right way. Did that ex-friend really think his one mere text was going to stop this wedding and that she was going to run to his arms? This guy definitely sounds like a nice guy, and he watches way too many rom-coms. Not only a text, even if he confessed his love over a candlelit dinner or something, it would be frickin' moronic. Led on for a decade? Imagine being friends with someone, never progressing for a decade, that person gets engaged, and you think, showtime, I'm gonna sweep them off their feet. What a peanut. Led on for a decade, by dating and then getting engaged to someone else. Yeah, super mixed messages there, buddy. Ooh, nothing like insulting the woman you loved for 10 years after she told you she only sees you as a friend. Good riddance for OP and her husband. One less asshole to worry about in their lives. This right here, the dude definitely didn't really love her. He just let her crush fester until it got out of control and he got possessive. Didn't even try to preserve a 10-year friendship after not getting his way. She dodged a huge bullet shaped like a man baby. Our next post is titled, Am I the asshole for kicking my brother and his family out after his son stole my engagement ring? The reason I, 26 male, know is because I literally caught him in my room going through my things, and it's on frickin' camera. My nephew is 9 and has a habit of stealing things. They have gotten in trouble a few times at stores because he'd leave with something in his pockets. But of course, because he's a kid, they usually just say that he forgot he had it. Even at school, my brother has told me they have had to come talk to the principal a couple occasions. Doesn't seem like they've done anything to stop it. They had to come stay here with me because my brother lost his job and they weren't going to make it with all their bills, including rent. He's doing Uber right now while he searches for a job and they can move out. I didn't want to because of my nephew specifically, but family is family, I guess. A month ago, I finally bought an engagement ring for my girlfriend that I was planning on proposing to soon, but now I don't know. It's a $4,000 ring that I spent over a year saving up for. It's been hidden in my room under one of my drawers. Over time, when I found him snooping in my room, I told my brother to control his damn kid. Then got one of those cheap spy cams in my room just in case. Then last week, I noticed it was out of its box. After checking the cam, it showed he was in there again when I wasn't home. My brother and his wife have yelled at him. He says he left it by the TV in the guest room, but it is not there. They looked through all their stuff and his too. I know for a fact he's lying about not having it because it's the same thing he said about one of my watches he took, then ended up finding it. By the second day, my brother tells me they can't find it at all. And I told him either they find the ring or he repays me the $4,000 I spent on it. If not, they can't stay here anymore. My brother got really upset. He told me I know how their situation is right now, and yeah, it's a tough spot, but I couldn't ignore the fact that his kid he can't parent took something extremely important to me that costed a lot of time and money. They were given a week to leave my house if they don't find the ring. They are having to stay at a cheap motel, but my brother won't stop begging to come back because what they are paying right now each night is coming directly out of their savings. He won't stop calling me heartless about letting something like this come between helping them out through a difficult time, and my nephew keeps saying he is sorry. It's just hard right now to want them around. I don't even know what to do about the ring, and every time I think about it, it just makes me so mad that it's hard to care about their situation. Does that make me an asshole? And now in the comments, not the asshole. They sold the ring. I think so too. At this point, why won't his nephew say where it went? The thing is, with kleptomaniacs, they often don't know what to do with the things they steal. He may have washed it down the sink, flushed it down the toilet, buried it in the garden, etc., just to hide it. It's not so much about having things, it's about taking them. It's highly unfortunate that he took something so important, and his parents definitely need to get him help, and should have done so already, which could have prevented this. Yeah, I hate to agree with this, but when I was the nephew's age, I was being abused at home, and it came out in a weird phase of kleptomania. I didn't know what to do with the things I stole, so most of the time I threw them away out of fear. He probably did the same. And OP says, "Oh crap, I never thought about all this. All weekend, I've been doing a deep cleaning trying to see if maybe he hid it somewhere. I'm freaking praying I find it soon. The watch he took from me was literally hidden inside one of his pair of shoes in the closet. I don't know why he does this, but there has definitely been times he's strategically hidden things he stole." Not the asshole. File a police report and file a claim with your homeowner's insurance. And OP says, "I don't have homeowner's insurance, it is not a house." File a police report anyway, and if it gets pawned, the police will be able to track it back to you. Check out some pawn shops on your own. File a police report, and take them to small claims. You have the proof on camera, not the asshole. Hopefully not, but there is a possibility he was encouraged to do it, and it was pawned. And OP says, "Nobody knew that I got a ring for my girlfriend. It's been hidden in my room before they even came to live with me." It just seems odd that the ring is now gone. I know kids lose things because they put them in odd places. Just knowing your family is financially in trouble, although I don't know them personally, it wouldn't be inconceivable that they might have sold it. And OP says, It is a possibility, but I also know my nephew is a liar and likely knows where it is but won't say anything. This isn't the first time something is stolen that he acts completely innocent about until it's found somewhere he hid it. Which is why you need to instill the fear of God in him and have the cops show up at their motel room door. Couldn't hurt to try that. After all, this kid has gotten away with stealing things from stores with no consequences. But stealing a $4,000 engagement ring is a serious felony, so he needs to fully understand that. What better way to show him how serious the situation is if a couple of cops show up and explain things, especially since I'm pretty sure that he is old enough to be sentenced to juvenile hall, or detention, whatever they call it in your area. And now, on to the update. So many of you have asked non-stop for an update. Sorry it took me a while to log back on, but lots of stuff has been going on. Yes, I found the ring. It was a stressful day doing a deeper search of my house, trying to think like my nephew, and looking in places where I think he'd hide something if he really didn't want it to be found. And the decision was, if it really wasn't found, and my brother wasn't able to get him to talk, or they wouldn't be able to pay back what I'm owed, then the police would get involved. He did beg me not to, but I told him then you better pray I find it, or you come up with the money to pay me for it. I guess both our prayers worked, because guess where I found it? In the frickin' sink. The sink. And thanks to the comments who told me to look in those places. I don't know what I would have done otherwise. It was the sink that was in their guest room. I'm glad he didn't just throw it away. You guys don't know how frickin' relieved I was to find it. It took some work to remove the P-trap under the sink to get it out, but I was just so happy to find it. Same night my girlfriend, fiancée, wink, got back, I proposed to her and she said yes. After a romantic dinner, just the two of us at home, the plan was to wait, but after all this crap I thought F it, I'm proposing ASAP before anything else happens. After my brother heard about me finding the ring, he thought this meant they could come back. I said no. He wanted to argue about this again, and all I told him was he's lucky I haven't gone to the cops since there was already video evidence of his son taking the ring and there is no way I'm letting them back in when my nephew wouldn't even say what he did with the ring. I talked with my nephew myself after I found the ring, but he just said he didn't want to tell anyone because then I'd be mad at him for hiding it. Honestly, I just don't have the energy for them anymore. His problem is their problem, and hopefully they get him help before it's too late. Only thing important to me is my fiancé and I starting our lives and planning our wedding. Thank you Reddit for your help. Seriously, you guys were my lifesavers. Edit to add, I just received this news after already submitting my post for approval and just wanted to add because I'm so happy, but girlfriend also informed me she's pregnant. She found out while she was on her trip and was waiting for a good time to tell me. Not related to the post, but I don't care. I'm gonna be a dad. And now in the comments, the fact that the kid refused to tell you where it was and his parents refused to make him means you were absolutely in the right and would be crazy to let them back in. Little brat is gonna end up in prison if his parents don't wake up. Exactly. If he is stealing, lying, and manipulating people to this level at 9 and his parents do nothing but enable him, imagine where he's gonna be at 19. It wasn't in the sink, it was in the drain pipe. Oh my god. I'm so happy for you that you found the ring and got your brother's family out. Amazing update. Yeah, thank goodness he didn't flush it down the toilet. Congrats on finding it and not letting the thieving trio back in. Make sure to keep the video. And also make sure to inform your family you kicked them out because they stole several times. And you have the last one on tape. Before they start the waterworks telling everyone how you made their little angel homeless out of greed. Also, I'm assuming that they won't be getting invited to the wedding after what they've done. Family will need to be told why. I can imagine that gut-clenching feeling when an item you saved an entire year for goes missing and the person responsible won't say where it is. I don't blame him for kicking them out. Especially when you have a kid known for stealing living in your home. I would have either long ago gotten a safe or put the ring somewhere stupid, like taped to the back of a dresser drawer, so the only way to know it's there is if you take off the drawer. It was under the drawer, so the kid would have had to remove the drawer to find it. That's where I hid my most secret things when I was a kid. It doesn't matter where you put it. Family is supposed to be a safe guarantee that nobody will take something from you. I had the same problem with a nephew who took me as a usual customer. He was diagnosed as klepto and was in therapy for that and a lot of other issues. I wasn't allowed to say anything because it wasn't my son, but the last time, he took half the money I had to pay my college. I was 19, he was 14. That time, I said, screw it, if nobody is doing anything to stop it, I will. He used to only be scolded, and that day I went to the police to make a statement of what happened. In my country, there is that without consequences. I told him next time I would make a formal report, and then he would be taken to jail. He never again took stuff from me, only from other people until another big incident where he was caught red-handed and beaten by a couple men. My mum was scared because she believed he would become a delinquent, but according to the therapist, that only happens when the family allows it without any consequences and even enable the situation. OP's nephew was going that road because the parents do nothing about it. And that's where I'm going to end the episode today, guys. I do hope you enjoyed. If you did, like the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.